All right, so today we're talking about this term called proportions, or a proportion. A proportion is just when two ratios are equal to each other. So we've talked about ratios before, which are just comparing two numbers. Well, a proportion says that if I have one ratio, a proportional relationship between them is that both ratios are equal. So let's look at an example. If I have 1 cup of flour to 2 cups of sugar, this right here is a ratio. All right, 1 cup of flour to 2 cups of sugar. I'm comparing a value to another value. Now, this right here, 2 cups of flour to 4 cups of sugar, is another ratio. The thing is, both of these ratios are equal to each other. I can verify that by looking at how did I get from 1 cup of flour to 2 cups of flour? Well, I can multiply 1 times 2 to get 2. And if I multiply this value times 2, then I also have to multiply this value times 2 to get the other part of the ratio. And we can verify that 2 times 2 does equal 4, 1 times 2 does equal 2. So this ratio is equal to this ratio, which means that they are what we call proportional, or this is a proportion. Now, sometimes we won't be given all of the information. We're going to have to figure it out. So again, we're sticking with the flour and sugar. My original ratio is the same. I have 1 cup of flour to 2 cups of sugar. Now, I want to make sure that I have a proportional relationship as I increase the volume of my recipe. So this might make 1 cup of flour and 2 cups of sugar might make enough for 5 people coming over, but I'm going to have 15 people coming over. So I need to make the recipe big enough to accommodate 15 people. So if this will feed 5 people and I need to feed 15 people, then I need to triple this recipe. Well, I've tripled the amount of flour. I had 1 cup of flour and now I have 3 cups of flour. But how much sugar do I need to have? Well, we can figure this out by looking at what did I multiply 1 by to get to 3? Well, 1 times 3 gets me 3. And whatever I multiply the top part of the ratio by, I have to multiply the bottom part of the ratio by the same thing. So I multiply this part by 3. And 2 times 3 equals 6. So I need to have 6 cups of sugar to make this ratio proportional to this ratio. I still have the same ratio. This is equal to this. This part will feed more people. But I still have the same amount of sugar compared to flour. That way, it still tastes sweet and doesn't get disgusting and gross when I feed 15 people as opposed to 5. So let's look at a more abstract concept here. Now I have the fraction 2/3. This can be called a ratio because I'm comparing the number 2 to the number 3. And I also have this ratio y over 6. Again, I don't know the value there. I have to figure that out. Well, I can figure that out by looking at what I do know. From 3 to 6, how did I get there? Well, 3 times 2 equals 6. And whatever I do to the bottom number, I have to do to the top number. So I can multiply this times 2 to get the value of y. And 2 times 2 is 4. So I could replace y and say that a proportional relationship between 2/3 is 4/6.